I apologize in advance. This is kind of a remix joke, but I think it's a good enough remix that it might be a new joke. One time I saw this guy in a parking lot, and he was calculating pi in his head. I mean, not literally. He was speaking to the gods, I think. But I like to imagine he was calculating pi. You know, he had his little GPU. You know, he was blowing hot air out like a blower. Oh, where was this going? You were laying in bed and you thought this was really funny. And now you can't. You got to get back in the flow. I can't remember how the joke went. Calculating pi. Pie. Cake. What's the difference between pie and cake? What was it? A pie is more wet. I think of a pie as being like apple pie or cherry pie or... I mean, cheesecake is more of a pie. It's more wet. Like a cake is more of a bread or like a devil cake or angel food or something that rises. You know, but then you got pie. Pie is more wet, and then you have that statement. Stick your fingers in the pie, which is normally like you think of like mobsters, and they have their fingers in all the pies. They do a little bit of extortion. They do a little bit of gambling, a little bit of prostitution. You want to stick your fingers in all the pies, but that's pretty unsanitary for pies because you have to have like clean fingers. But cakes, I don't know, why don't they stick their fingers in the cakes? I don't know. Kind of an odd thing, like cakes and pies and custard. Well, custard. Is a cheesecake a custard? It might be a custard. I don't know. But they call it a cheesecake. I don't know why. It's just kind of an odd question about cakes and pies. And I'll tell you this one thing. I'll tell you something pissed me off. I'll say, if you ever hear someone say Epstein Island, they never went there, man. We never called that Epstein Island. We always called it like Nookie Island, because we'd go there, and there would be this fucking doofus guy. He'd be like, how do you like the pie? How do you like the cake? How do you like the, be like, shut the fuck up, get the fuck away from us. Because we were just there to get the fucking nookie and the pie, man. We didn't give no fuck about that guy. We didn't even call him by his name when we met him, man. We'd just be like, he was just some doofus. He's like if you go to a wedding, you don't go there to meet the fucking, you might eat some cake at a wedding or something, man, but you ain't there to fucking meet the fucking guy who cooked the fucking wedding cake. You don't even know his fucking name. So if you ever hear someone saying Epstein Island, they didn't go there because we didn't know his name. We just went there to get our fucking nookie and our pie and our cake, man. We weren't there to fucking, we didn't even like it. It was like he would come over there and try and shake our hands and shit. It was like, shut the fuck up, get the fuck away from us. We were just there to get our shit, man. We weren't there for no. We didn't want to meet. We didn't even know his name most of the time, man. Shit. He was so fucking needy. Should have seen it, man. I'll tell you, Epstein didn't kill himself. There was this one time we went there, and we were there to get our nookie and our pie and our cake and shit. And he was like, we were like, hey, we're at Nookie Island. He was like, it's not Nookie Island. This is Epstein Island. And we're like, what? Did you just fucking speak to us, you fucking piece of shit? You fucking little piece of shit. And, so he tried to claim that island as his own island. It wasn't even his island, man. That was Nookie Island, dog. That wasn't fucking Epstein Island. That's why it was actually, that's what actually happened to him, man. But, Oh, you had some other joke about what is it? It was what was that rapper from the 90s who had the big boat? He had like $1 billion. I think he rented it. He was like a fake millionaire. I mean, he's a millionaire now, but I think they might have put him in jail or something. But whatever, he had like $1 billion boat. I'll tell you, man, it's the people you got, the people who are good people, the good people. You should always trust a person with $1 billion boat or $1 billion airplane. They're pretty good people. They're decent people, man. And, so it was a Big Pimpin', I think is the song you're thinking of. You know, the guy who got all those ladies for that, he doesn't have a name. The guy who got all the ladies for that boat. I mean, it's the most ridiculous fucking story ever. Like, why are we talking about the fucking cake cooker? No one gives a fuck about the chef. Why do we give a fuck about the chef for some reason? The fucking cake guy? What is this? What sort of stupid word? No one knows the name of the chef that fed food to Napoleon. Why the fuck do we give a fuck about, you know, whatever? I don't remember the guy's name. Whatever, the guy who thought he owned Nookie Island. What a fucking piece of shit. Well, didn't know his place, I'll tell you, man. You gotta know your place in this world. These people don't know their place, man. You're a dirty little fuck, aren't you? Do you remember any of their other jokes? It was about calculating pi. The initial joke was supposed to be a pi calculating joke. He who calculates pi the highest has the most power. You sort of went off subject there. You turned this into a Nookie Island rant. Hey, what was the other joke? The other jokes you were trying to tie into this that you failed miserably at doing? There's 8 billion people in this world, and I've not met one adult in my entire life. So anytime I see someone like pregnant, I'm like, fucking pedophiles. Because, you know, they're all fucking children to me, but whatever. You can't say, don't say that. That's very... They don't like being called children. Fucking children. What else? You didn't tie these all together. You didn't tie them together very well. You suck. Hey, well, I was laying in bed, and it sort of connected a little better. Now it doesn't connect as well. I do like the analogy of him just being like a cake maker or a pie maker. That's interesting. And I mean, how many historically, how many pie makers are chefs? How many chefs are really important in this world? They're just there to make food, man. Why are you getting all fucking mad at a fucking chef? He's just there to get some fucking stuff for the wedding and, you know, the stuff for the ceremonies, man. I don't know why everyone's all whatever. He should have known his place. Look, if you hear someone saying Epstein Island, they didn't know that's not how it worked, man. That was Nookie Island, and then there was this fucking annoying little fucking guy who wouldn't shut the fuck up, and you know, he would interrupt. You know, we'd be there to have our fun, and he'd be like, "Can I join? He's like, "Did you get our food for us, buddy? Did you get our food for us? Go get us some more food." He'd try and tag along, man. Oh my god, he was so fucking annoying. Most annoying motherfucker I ever met in my life, man. Holy fuck. But he had some good food at that island, man. He had some good cakes, some good pies. I'll tell you though, it's bad when a chef or a cake maker don't know his place. And it's just not good. Not good. You got any other ideas on this one? I don't know. Okay. Are you just gonna walk it out all the way? I mean, I could have swore there was more to this joke. I guess not. Cake, pie, calculating pie. I think that originally had more to do with this joke, and now I can't remember how I connected calculating pie into there's probably some more connections to that line. I don't remember them. 3.140159264. Okay. Pick your nose, buddy. What itches? When you get like a booger in your nose and it itches, it's like it hurt. It's almost like it hurts a little. It's not. It doesn't hurt, but it's like, get the fuck out of my nose. Note to YouTube algorithm, I was whistling Big Pimpin' by, it's not that good. This joke is terrible. Is there any other jokes related to pie, cake, custard, sticking your fingers in the pie, jets and airplanes and yachts, and culinary cuisine, and kids cuisine? That's disgusting. Don't say kids cuisine. Well, that's a frozen meal in a place, in a frozen place. Limp Bizkit was supposed to be in there. I think they should arrest Limp Bizkit, man. He even said it. Like, he was like, he did it all for the Nookie. I cannot believe that I could be deceived. I cannot believe that I could be deceived. Oh, well, so if you hear someone saying, like, Epstein Island, just realize we never called it Epstein Island. I mean, it's a clear indication that person has no fucking clue what they're talking about, because he was just that annoying guy who would, he was our chef, man. He was like, we'd be eating, and he'd try and bump in there and be like, can I be one of you guys? And we'd be like, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out. Go get us some more fucking food, buddy. Google, when you get back, Google famous chefs from history. You're not going to remember any of their names. They're fucking nobodies. They're chefs. They're just there to make the food for the big shots. I don't know. They're really trying to blame the chef for something. It was the people who ordered the food. It wasn't the chef's fault. I don't know. Is that right? It's like blaming the gun companies for someone shooting someone. It's not the gun company's fault. It's the person who shot this stuff, not the gun company's fault. Why are you blaming the chef? That's not nice. That's a bloodhound. It's got big ears. 3 dogs. What's a good title for this? Calculating pie. Mentally calculating pie. It's a good one. I like that title. How many digits? I only know like 6 or 8 or 10 digits. You can't actually calculate it. I don't think there is a way. I don't know how they do that. Is it a proportion or something? There's some way they can calculate it. I don't know how they don't measure it. It's an irrational number. Pi is an irrational number. Throw that one in there. That makes it funny because you're talking about pussy, right? I think he's talking. That's what pi, right? Is that what you're doing? You're playing with words here a little bit, and chefs, and that's funny. I mean, to me, it's funny. I don't really give a fuck about you stupid fucking children's opinion. This is an adult joke. If you don't get the joke, go back to fucking playing in the go read some kids' jokes. Fucking children. I did it all for the Nookie. What? The Nookie. What? Cookies are pretty tasty. How come cookies are not? Why would you take a cookie and stick it up your ass? That makes no sense. Like, cookies are very delicious, you know. Why would you stick your finger in a pie? That's very unsanitary. I think it was the 2000s, and they were teaching kids to stick their dicks in pies, like that American Pie movie. That's disgusting. Don't stick your dick in a pie. Don't stick a cookie up your ass. You know, that's just disgusting. It's unsanitary. And treat your chefs with respect and dignity. They worked really hard to get your pies and cakes onto that island, man. They did a lot of work. Don't go killing them, you know, just because, you know, people found out the elites like to eat pies and cakes, and they're like, no, we don't eat pies and cakes. Don't kill your chefs over it. Don't, you know, have the decency to just be like, yeah, I like pies and cakes, and nah, we'll kill the chef. We'll kill the chef. Poor Epstein, that little fucking loser. That little tag-along loser. Well, that concludes calculating pi to the something digit. I hope I enjoyed that joke.